You ever get laughed at before even opening your mouth? That's what happened the second I walked into that courtroom. Wrinkled shirt, quiet shoes. I started seeing a little too much. I must have looked like someone's assistant who took a wrong turn. The judge barely looked up. Name, title, purpose. Backed like I was interrupting his lunch. The prosecutor's league guy with a watch that probably cost more than my car leaned back and smirked, like this was gonna be easy. You think you're someone special, he said, like he was asking if I knew how ridiculous I looked. I didn't say anything at first. Just stood there. The judge slammed his gavel and yelled, "Speak up or I'll hold you in contempt." So I tilted my head a little, looked him dead in the eyes, and said 2 words, Sapphire Echo 6. And man, you could hear the floor breathe. The silence wasn't just quiet, it was loaded. Like everyone in the room suddenly realized they'd brought a butter knife to a gunfight. Bailiff froze. Prosecutor choked on whatever snide thing he was about to say. Even the jurors, some of them were still halfway through their morning yawns, shifted in their seats, suddenly wide awake. I didn't have to say it twice. But I did. Calm, even, like I was just confirming my coffee order. Sapphire Echo 6. Emergency Protocol. Tier 1 clearance. Begin verification. The room shifted. Laptops froze. Screens went black. The judge's digital clock stopped ticking. One of the plainclothes guys leaning on the back water, scar on his knuckles, gave a nod and touched his earpiece. That's when I knew the countdown had started. The prosecutor, still clinging to the illusion of control. "This is a bluff," he snapped. "No records match that designation. You're impersonating authority. You're not God." Cute. I didn't move. Just reached into my bag, pulled out a brass key, small, old, ordinary looking. Set it on the witness stand like it was nothing. Metal clinked against the wood and echoed louder than any gavel could. One of the jurors, a woman with too much makeup and a past that could pay off someone's student loans, snorted. "Oh please, what is that? Your mailbox key." But the security guard near the bench. His eyes widened. He knew that key. Not a mailbox vault access. Level 5 clearance. You don't buy those at Walmart. Then I handed him a folded slip of graphite-colored paper, just a line of numbers. No more than 5 seconds later, he whispered, "That's a live S-class code." And his knees, they actually buckled. Still, someone in the back, some smug guy in a polyester suit, shouted, "I saw her years ago, working a mess hall up north. She used to sling hash like the rest of us nobodies." And you know what? He wasn't wrong. I was there. I did sling hash. I was quiet. Invisible. That's the job. That's the whole point. Then a voice broke through, clear, unsure, but familiar. The stenographer. Thin, glasses, maybe 60. She stood up, finger trembling, pointing right at me. "I know you. You were at the base in 2009. You served coffee. You cleaned tables." I turned slowly, pulled a little black notebook from my coat, opened it to a page, and held it up. She looked at the number. Her face drained like she'd seen a ghost. That number, it was from a debrief she'd transcribed, classified, then was told to forget. She sat down fast, hands shaking. Then the doors flew open again. Military boots. Polished. Heavy. A general stepped in, silver hair, dark glasses. His presence made people stand just by instinct. She pulled me out of East Siberia in 2011. I watched her drag 2 dead operatives across a mile of snow with a bullet in her thigh. She didn't speak. She didn't flinch. She just moved. He showed a photo, younger, dirt on my face, standing beside a burning chopper. Nobody in that courtroom could breathe after that. Even the judge who had been pounding his gavel like it owed him money just sat down, staring. Someone near the door whispered, "She's not bluffing." I didn't gloat. Didn't smile. I just looked around and said, "I'm not here to be judged. I came to see who dare ask me to break the oath I bled for." You should have seen them. All the smacks, all the laughs, they vanished like smoke. The prosecutor tried one last time. He pointed at me, shaking now. "She's not in any record. There's no file. No proof." Exactly. That's what a ghost is. I turned to leave. Walked past them, all jurors, lawyers, reporters now swarming outside, pushing microphones through the glass. Someone yelled, "Who is she?" Another said, "Why did the Pentagon shut it down?" And a woman, sharp suit, congressional badge, called out, "If you're really Echo 6, why walk to court like a nobody? Why rent an apartment? Why live like us?" I stopped. Turned just enough to meet her eyes. "I left the system because I refused to be a weapon forever," I said. "But if you want me to remind you what I can do, I only need one more word. And that word locks down this building for 72 hours. Her face drained. "My job's never been to explain myself. It's always been to finish the mission quietly, completely. And in that courtroom, my mission was done." So, what do you think? Was I wrong to stay silent all those years? Or were they wrong to assume silence means weakness? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Tell me where you stand in truth, justice, and what happens when the world forgets the cost of keeping peace. Because sometimes silence is the loudest answer.